right, travel crew, prepare yourselves. Today, we're diving into the heart of a forgotten realm to tackle an ingredient so elusive it practically breathes shadows. Can you feel that chill? The air here isn't just cold, it's heavy, like breathing through wet wool, carrying the scent of damp stone and something vaguely sweet, like decaying night-blooming jasmine mixed with fine, gritty dust. We're deep inside these crumbling, vine-choked structures, where the mist clings like a hungry spirit. See that shimmering, gelatinous mass pulsing faintly on the ancient altar? That's our prime ingredient, Ecto-Essence. It's almost alive. My first step is always purification, even for something this ethereal. I'm using a focused thermal current, not to cook it, but to coax out its latent impurities. Watch how the mist around it recoils, almost like it's breathing. Leela's analog gauge is spinning, showing the environmental resonance is spiking. She says the ambient spectral density is off the charts, crew. It's reacting to the heat, creating pockets of spatial distortion right before our eyes. Nobi's fur is bristling, a low resonant hum vibrating from his chest, confirming the energy surge. He's telling us something unseen is stirring. As the essence purifies, I feel a strange, cold pressure building behind my eyes, a phantom coolness spreading across my tongue. It's like my taste buds are trying to wake up, but they're still tangled in a web of static. This curse is a wild card. The essence is now glowing with a pure inner light, but the pressure in my head is intensifying, a dull ache starting to throb. This raw essence is incredibly volatile. Tell me, crew, what do you think this stuff really tastes like? All right, travel crew, our purified Ecto-Essence is glowing, but what does it do? We need local intel, so we're heading deeper into these ancient moss-draped ruins. Smoldering herbs and damp earth guide us. There, by that flickering fire, sits Elara, her hands gnarled, eyes sharp as obsidian. She's an expert on this realm's unseen currents. I present the essence, pulsing with inner light to her. She leans in, inhaling deeply, her brow furrowing. "Ah, the veil glow," she rasps, her voice like rustling dry leaves. "It holds the world ripple, child." Leela cuts in. "Abe, her world ripple matches my readings for spatial instability." I nod. Leela's right, crew. Elara's talking about our earlier distortions. Elara gestures to the essence. Too much veil glow can thin the spirit skin, making the world bleed. The pressure behind my eyes sharpens, a cold, tingling sensation spreading from my temples down to my jaw. It feels like the very air around me is stretching, pulling taut. Elara's words make the phantom taste on my tongue feel like a jagged shard. So, travel crew, how do we cook something that can make the world bleed? All right, travel crew, Elara's warnings about the Veil Glow's world ripple mean we need a controlled environment. We found it, this ancient circular clearing where the air feels strangely thin and the moss glows with an eerie internal light. Nobi's fur is standing on end, his low hum a constant thrum against the ground, telling me this place is buzzing with unseen energy. I'm carefully transferring our glowing essence into this specialized containment sphere, designed to stabilize volatile ingredients. The sphere itself is made of a dense, dark crystal that seems to absorb ambient light. As the essence settles, it pulses with a slow, deliberate rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. The air around the sphere begins to shimmer, not with heat, but with a strange optical distortion, like looking through rippling water. Suddenly, the essence flares, and the containment sphere itself seems to breathe. A wave of cold, heavy air washes over me, carrying the scent of distant, forgotten memories, like old parchment and dried lavender, but with an unsettling undertone of something sharp, like static electricity. My head pounds, and the phantom taste on my tongue twists into a knot, a bitter, metallic tang that makes my teeth ache. The ground beneath my feet feels like it's tilting, and for a moment, the entire clearing seems to stretch and contract, as if the very space is trying to push us away. Nobi lets out a sharp, low growl, his hackles fully raised, confirming this isn't just an illusion. This veil glow is fighting back, crew. What kind of dish can possibly tame an ingredient that warps reality? All right, travel crew, this veil glow essence is still pulsing in its containment sphere, but it's time to take control. I'm using my specialized extraction tongs, crafted from a rare, non-reactive alloy, to carefully draw a sample. The air here still feels thin, carrying that strange, static-laced lavender scent, and Nobi's low hum is a constant reminder of the energy buzzing around us. Leela's analog gauges are spinning wildly, crew. She's pointing to a specific reading, warning about localized dimensional stress fractures forming around the sphere. I nod, acknowledging her data, but my tongs are steady. I believe my tools are precise enough to bypass any minor spatial anomalies. As the tongs make contact with the shimmering surface, a sharp, cold pressure slams into the back of my skull. The phantom taste on my tongue isn't just bitter now, it's a searing, metallic burn that makes my jaw clench. Nobi lets out a frantic, high-pitched whine, tugging hard at my pant leg. The containment sphere shudders violently, and the veil glow essence inside flares with a blinding internal light. The ground beneath me doesn't just tilt, it lurches, throwing me off balance, as if the very clearing is trying to rip itself apart. My tongs are vibrating uncontrollably, the alloy groaning under an unseen force. This isn't just warping space, crew. It's actively tearing at it. How do we even touch something that fights back with reality itself? Hold tight, crew. The ground is still trying to buck us off like a wild beast. Those dimensional stress fractures tearing at the very air. That metallic burn on my tongue is searing now, making my teeth ache. Nobi's frantic barks are echoing, not just from him, but from the shifting space around us. The veil glow essence in the sphere is pulsing erratically, its light flickering like a dying star. My tongs are useless against this kind of raw spatial instability. I need a different approach, something to counteract these chaotic frequencies. I'm grabbing my sonic resonators, not for purification this time, but to create a localized dampening field. I'm tuning them to the resonant frequency of the tears themselves, trying to stitch reality back together with sound. The air around the sphere begins to ripple, the tearing sounds softening to a low thrum. A small, leathery winged creature, its eyes glowing faintly, flits past. Chittering nervously, it's one of the local echo weavers, known for sensing temporal distortions. Too much pull, it squeaks, its voice like dry leaves rustling. It remembers. The pressure behind my eyes is a vice, and that phantom metallic taste is now a full-body tremor, making my hands shake. The resonators are holding, but the strain is immense. This essence isn't just reacting, it's remembering the tears. How do we stop something that holds on to a grudge against reality itself? All right, crew, this veil glow essence isn't going to extract itself. I'm carefully maneuvering my reinforced containment sphere, its inner lining designed to absorb chaotic frequencies. The air, where the essence once pulsed, now feels strangely thin, like a breath held too long. A faint, high-pitched whine lingers, a ghost of the spatial tears we just dampened. I'm using my specialized tongs, their grip enhanced with a molecular adhesion field to lift the shimmering mass. It resists, not with force, but with an unsettling internal shift, like trying to hold a liquid made of pure thought. The sphere clamps shut with a solid thunk, but the essence inside still writhes, its light flickering wildly. Holding this sphere, I can feel its impossible weight, a density that doesn't match its size. It feels like it's pulling at my very core, trying to drag me into its own chaotic dimension. The metallic burn on my tongue flares into a sharp, icy sting, making my jaw clench. My vision blurs for a split second, the edges of the ancient altar seeming to ripple like water. A cold sweat breaks out, not from heat, but from the sheer effort of maintaining balance against this internal tug. This isn't just heavy, it's conceptually heavy, challenging the very idea of mass. The pressure behind my eyes is now a constant, dull ache, a drumbeat against my skull. This essence is contained, but it's far from stable. How do we cook something that actively tries to unmake reality from the inside out? All right, travel crew, this isn't just an extraction, it's an escape. The moment that Veil Glow Essence left its altar, this entire structure started to unravel around us. The air now carries the sharp, acrid scent of fracturing stone and something like burnt sugar, a sweet decay that wasn't here before. Dust rains down in thick sheets, coating everything in a fine, gritty film. I'm using a specialized kinetic dampening harness designed to absorb the essence's chaotic pull, but it's barely enough. Every step is a calculated risk, a dance with collapsing architecture. Nobi's fur is bristling along his spine, his low growl, a constant thrum against the crumbling ground. He's telling us the very foundations are groaning, vibrating with unseen stress. The containment sphere in my hands feels like a black hole, its impossible weight trying to drag me down through the floor. My muscles are screaming, fighting against a force that doesn't obey gravity. The metallic burn on my tongue has intensified into a searing, cold ache, making my teeth chatter. My vision flickers, the ancient carvings on the walls momentarily shifting like they're melting into liquid light. I can feel the essence's instability resonating through my own body, a deep, unsettling pressure behind my eyes. It's like the world itself is trying to reject its absence, and we're caught in the backlash. This isn't just a physical strain, it's a battle against reality itself. How do we keep this ingredient stable when its very presence seems to unravel the fabric of space around us? All right, travel crew, we found a momentary pocket of stability in this crumbling chaos, but the real work begins now. The air here still carries that sharp, acrid scent of fractured stone, but now there's a new, almost imperceptible tang, like static electricity mixed with fresh rain. I'm using my specialized culinary tongs to carefully transfer the Veil Glow essence from its unstable containment sphere into a smaller, insulated processing chamber. This isn't just about precision, it's about negotiating with raw, untamed power. Every millimeter of movement is deliberate, a dance to maintain its fragile equilibrium. Leela's analog chronometer is spinning erratically, her eyes wide as she points to the fluctuating dial. She's telling me the local temporal flow around the essence is getting choppy, crew. It's like time itself is skipping beats right here. As I secure the essence, a sharp, crystalline prickle erupts on my tongue, spreading like frostbite, then dissolving into a fleeting, vaporous sweetness that vanishes before it settles. My vision blurs for a split second, the dust motes in the air, momentarily freezing, then rushing forward. The pressure behind my eyes intensifies, a dull, rhythmic thrumming that echoes the essence's unstable pulse. This ingredient isn't just physically volatile, it's warping reality around us. How do we even begin to prepare something that plays with time itself? All right, travel crew, the moment of truth is here. The Courage-Kibble Tartare, crafted from the purified Ecto-Essence, sits before me. It smells like fresh rain on ancient stone, with a faint, almost metallic sweetness that makes my nose tingle. I'm taking the first bite. The texture is like firm jelly, cool and yielding against my tongue. Then it hits. Not a flavor, but a pressure. A sudden, overwhelming surge of raw information that feels like 1,000 tiny needles pricking my brain. My vision blurs. The edges of the crumbling walls around us, shimmering, then snapping back into place, but not quite right. Leela's analog chronometer is spinning wildly, crew. She's shouting that the local causality is fracturing. The temporal flow is skipping beats all over the place. Nobi lets out a sharp bark, his fur standing on end, pointing to a spot where the air itself seems to ripple, like water disturbed by an unseen stone. The taste is a burning cold, a phantom echo of something vast and ancient. And with it, I can see them, glitches. The world isn't just shimmering, it's stuttering, like a poorly rendered projection. A jolt of raw data floods my mind, a burning cold sensation that makes my teeth ache. The glitches aren't stopping, they're everywhere now. Tiny skips and jumps in reality. This isn't just taste, it's a window, but it's shattering everything. How do we cook when the world itself is glitching around us? Whew, crew, that was something. The air here is finally settling, the heavy, sweet scent of the Ecto-Essence fading into damp stone and cool mist. My head still hums with a phantom chill, a faint, icy pressure behind my eyes. Leela's chronometer is finally slowing, crew, but she says the local causality is still trying to restitch itself, leaving behind faint temporal ripples. Nobi's fur has settled, but he's still sniffing the air. A low rumble in his chest telling me the echoes of that raw energy linger. That Courage-Kibble Tartare didn't just taste, it rewired me. The burning cold sensation on my tongue is gone, but a faint, almost metallic sweetness still tickles the back of my throat. A ghost of the Ecto-Essence. And the glitches, crew, they haven't vanished. They're just quieter now, like a faint skip in a record, a tiny flicker at the edge of my vision when I least expect it. It's a permanent change, a new lens on reality, but it's still so unstable. This isn't just a curse anymore. It's a new, unpredictable ingredient in my own senses. We're leaving this realm, but I'm taking a piece of it with me. What kind of impossible ingredient do you think we'll find waiting for us in the next portal, now that I can see the world's hidden seams?